Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Respectable Assistant Professor at UCISE University Malaysia, Dr. Loh Junian, Honorable Study Program Coordinator of Akuakultur, School of Health and Life Science, Airlangga University, Mr. Darmawan Setiabudi, SP MSI, Honorable the Lecturers of Aquaculture Study Program, School of Health and Life Science, Airlangga University, Honorable all the participants and all invited guests. Good morning, everyone. I'm Yola, Aquaculture students at 5th semester, and I'll be your MC for today's guest lecture. We are delighted to have Dr. Jian here to speak on very interesting topic. Our topic for today is fundamental fish nutrition. But before we start, let's pray based on our belief. Pray begin. Pray could be done. Before we begin, allow me to provide some important instructions. First, please ensure that you have turned off or set your mobile device to silent mode to avoid disrupting any proceedings. Second, we will be providing an opportunity to all attendees to ask questions to the speakers following their presentation. Please jot down your questions and keep them for the Q&A session later. Now, let's move on to the next segment of our program, which is the opening statement from Mr. Darmawan Setiabudi, SP MSI, a Study Program Coordinator of Aquaculture. To Mr. Darmawan, time is yours.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Selamat pagi dan salam sejahtera untuk kita semua. Good morning, Dr. Loh. Yes. Alhamdulillahirrahmanirrahim. Puji syukur kita panjatkan kehadirat Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala, karena dengan limpahan rahmat dan kasih sayangnya kita bisa hadir dalam acara hari ini ya. Acara berbagi ilmu yang sangat bermanfaat, dan hari ini adalah yang spesial. Kita kedatangan Dr. Loh dari UCSI ya, dari Malaysia ya, khusus ke sini untuk berbagi ilmu dengan adik-adik semua. Nanti akan dibagi menjadi 4 sesi ya. Sesi pertama dilaksanakan hari ini, dan nanti sesi selanjutnya di hari-hari berikutnya ya. Harapan saya adik-adik bisa menggali sebanyak-banyaknya ya, menggali informasi sebanyak-banyaknya, mumpung beliau ada di sini ya. Silahkan nanti tanya-tanya sebanyak-banyaknya, dan kuliah ini mungkin akan dilakukan menggunakan menggunakan bahasa Inggris ya. Jadi tapi mungkin kalau ada yang tidak mengerti dan bertanya dalam bahasa Indonesia, dipersilahkan, nanti akan dibantu Bapak Ibu dosen dan juga mungkin MC ya, untuk bertanya seperti itu ya. Yes, blended with Melayu ya. Jadi nanti mungkin akan campur dengan bahasa Melayu. Tapi slide-nya mungkin bahasa Inggris semua ya. Ya, jadi dan juga mungkin adik-adik semua jika termotivasi ingin juga melanjutkan kuliah ya, bisa nanti mengambil master program di UCSI ya. Jadi sangat terbuka sekali. Ya, dari kampus sana juga ada beasiswa, dari Indonesia sendiri juga ada banyak beasiswa yang bisa diakses ya. Scholarship untuk kita bisa melanjutkan S2 ataupun sampai S3, dan beliau ini juga bisa jadi sebagai promotor ya, atau pembimbing nanti ketika, atau supervisor ya, ketika adik-adik mungkin berminat untuk melanjutkan studi S2 di sana. Ya, mungkin itu saja yang bisa saya sampaikan, kurang lebihnya mohon maaf. Semoga kuliah ini bisa bermanfaat untuk kita semua. Billahi taufiq wal hidayah. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you, Mr. Darmawan, for your warm opening speech. Now we are getting to the core of our event, which is the presentation by Dr. Loh on the topic fundamental of fish nutrition. We would like to remind all participants to actively summarize the material presented by Dr. Loh. Let's make sure we can take away valuable lessons from this presentation. Without further ado, let's get started by giving a warm welcome to our incredibly distinguished guest speaker for today.
Hello, good morning everyone. Good morning. Good morning from Malaysia. Boleh faham bahasa English kan? Semua orang kan? Okay, tak apa. Okay. So I'm actually from Malaysia. Saya punya bahasa separuh air lah. Bukan sangat bagus. So dalam kuliah saya akan guna campur-campur bahasa Melayu dengan English. Okay. So if you feel that you are not cannot understand or too fast of my speech, please slow me down. Okay. So first of all, can I know how many of you here has already learned fish nutrition? Sudah ada pengalaman, ada knowledge about fish nutrition? Tak ada. Pernah ambil? Belum lagi. Tak pernah lagi nutrisi. Tak pernah lagi lah ambil mata kuliah nutrisi. Okay, belum. Okay. So that's good because today I'm going to touch about the fundamental of nutrition, fish nutrition. Yeah, all right. Okay, right. So today we're going to talk about first before we start. So let me introduce a little bit of myself first. Yeah. Okay, I'm Dr. Law from UCSI University. I was the head of program for fish, for aquaculture and aquatic science before, back in 2010 to 2012. Now I am the head for the Center of Research for Advanced Aquaculture in Malaysia. Okay, Advanced Cora, UCSI University. Okay, so today we're going to touch about the fundamental of fish nutrition, biogenesis, physiology, and also nutrient flow. So these three topics basically are the very basic knowledge that we need to use to know about fish nutrition. Okay, fish nutrition before we start to have our feed formulation course later. So these 2 days, today and tomorrow, we are going to touch a very fundamental knowledge about fish nutrition first. Okay, so kuliah yang ketiga keempat we will go advanced. So we are going to touch about the research and the things that we do in UCSI for our master PhD and the current research that we are working on fish nutrition. Okay, so 2 hari ini memang basic dulu. Okay, kita pergi secara mengansur-ngansur. Okay, alright, next. Okay, yang siapa tahu tempat ni? Semua orang tahu kan? This is one of the best, one of the largest shrimp farm in Indonesia. Okay, Sulitani Pemuka, right? So they offer a lot of job opportunities, and also they have done very well in aqua farming in Indonesia. And in Malaysia, we have one company is called MAC, right? This is also the largest, one of the largest shrimp production company in Malaysia in Davao, right? So when we're looking on these aquaculture opportunities, okay, for you guys, okay, you should able to think forward, yeah? So what would you do after aquaculture? Okay, so these are all the opportunity that you can actually work with, yeah? Your future is bright for aquaculture, right? So even those maybe some of your friends saying that why you study aquaculture, kena kotorkan tangan, kaki pergi ke farm, to do hard work. Why? Okay, but you don't know most of the farmers they earn more than the people who are working in office, even more than lecturers. Okay, so think about that. So there is a potential for you to go forward to earn better income and have a brighter future. Right? Next. Right? Why aquaculture nutrition is important? Saya diberitahu oleh Encik Fasha, dia cakap mungkin akan dalam pemeriksaan. Right? So maybe in your quiz, yeah. So you may need to be attention for having this course, yeah. So aquaculture nutrition is one of the very important elements in any aquaculture production system. Okay, so it's actually helping you to achieve, right, a better FCR. Anyone know what is FCR here? Sorry? Very good. Food conversion rates. Okay, what is so important? Because FCR, we're going to determine the success or non-success of your fish farming. All right? So FCR is pretty much talking about economy of your fish nutrition. Okay, so a good fish nutrition will actually promote the growth of your fish, right? Lower down FCR, okay, helping to maintain your water quality and also to reduce your fish disease. Okay, how can this being done? Okay, fish nutrition, balanced nutrient, it can actually help you to maintain your immunity of your fish and shrimp. Okay, right? So FCR talking about overfeeding, underfeeding. So if let's say you have overfeeding, definitely your FCR is going to be increased. Okay, all right. So if you're underfeeding, your fish is not growing, even though FCR is low. Okay, that's not good for you. All right. So for fish nutrition, different fish you have different formulation. Okay, different nutrient requirement, right? So for fish growing in the pond, for fish growing in the sanggar, raut, okay, in the floating cages, they are all different requirement, right? So as a fish nutritionist, you should be able to design your fish nutrient requirement for your fish, okay? So fish nutrition is not same with human, right? There's no a standard template for you to follow because you have shrimp, you have fish, you have bivalve, even you have sea cucumber, you have so many different type of fish in the sea, right? So every fish, every organisms have different nutrient requirement. Okay, next. All right, so why fish feeding is important? Because when you're going for aquaculture, definitely we are going to intensify our fish production, isn't it? Okay, if you are doing extensive aquaculture, mungkin dalam kolam tu cuma ada 5 ekor ikan. How can you make money, isn't it? So you want to make it very useful, so you maximize the production. So intensity, making food resources in the farm or in the pond water very, very limited. That's the reason why you need to provide extra human-made feed for them, isn't it? Okay, right? So some culture systems have very little chance of getting natural food source. Not like those living in the river or pond, right? They're able to access for natural food source, like zooplanktons, like insects in the pond, right? For raceway, aquaculture, recirculating system, you are not able to access to all this natural food source. That's why your feed is very important, okay? Right, next. So my slide is a bit long for today because I didn't know that, basically the time frame maybe, 100 minutes is too short for me. So maybe I will going to extend a little bit, okay, a bit longer for today, right? So tomorrow, I'm going to, depends on the situation today, I will going to maybe add in some of the slide, or maybe I will going to cut off some of the slide, yeah? Depend on today, okay? So when we're talking about feeding, okay? So the feeding that we are practicing today, most using threadfish. Do you have any idea what is the meaning of threadfish? Baja ikan. Do you know what is baja ikan? The bycatch. Macam yang those who are having very low economic value fish, right? So you don't use it, you don't sell it to the market. You just chop it down, and then you throw it into the sea cages and feed for your fish. Is that happen in Indonesia also? Ikan loja. The mixed fish. Ah, yeah, low valuable fish. Or in Malaysia, we call it baja ikan. Yes, baja ikan. Okay, so we use this loja, fish loja, ikan loja. Rujak, okay, to feed fish, right? But is that sustainable? Is that sustainable? No, because you are capture fish from the sea and subsequently feeding for your fish. Use fish to feed another fish, which is very not sustainable, right? Okay, because after a while, there's no wild stock of the fish being in the sea. Okay, so you're going to basically lower the population of fish in the sea itself, right? That's why we need to have feed, okay, for the fish. Okay, so how are we going to do it? Okay, so next slide. Right, before we understand how to formulate our feed, you need to understand 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the 5 big components in fish nutrition. Okay, protein is the most important and most expensive ingredient in fish formulation. Okay, so in protein, you can divide into animal protein and also plant protein. Okay, we're going to dive down later to understand the importance of protein, right? So the second important and second expensive ingredient that you have is fat, lipid, okay? Lemak, okay? So you have good lemak, you have not so good lemak, okay? But normally when we are using fat in feed formulation, okay? Normally we will choose for those moderate quality, yeah, of lemak, okay? Then you have carbohydrate. So carbohydrates basically provide energy source, okay, for fish in their daily use. Okay, we know that protein is used for building up muscle, right? Okay, fat is actually using for energy as well, but in terms of energy, fat is basically having high quality of energy compared to carbohydrate. Okay, then we have mineral. Okay, so there's a lot of minerals that you need in your feed formulations. Okay, but all of them require in trace amount yang sangat kecil saja. Okay, then you have vitamins. Okay, vitamins, like human being, we need vitamins to sustain our health, right? Fish being the same things, you need vitamins as well. So later we are going to talk about more details in the vitamins area. All right, next. Okay, protein composed of amino acids. Siapa sini tidak tahu amino acid itu apa? Semua tahu kan? Okay, good. All right. So protein is actually a long chain of amino acid. Okay, it's a complex structure of amino acids. So dia itulah ada protein. Protein adalah satu chunk yang besar. Lepas tu you have amino acids. Okay, alright, as a backbone. Okay, so NEAA stand for non-essential amino acid. Apa maksudnya non-essential amino acid? What's the meaning of non-essential? Tak penting. Amino acid yang tak penting. Okay? Tak penting di sini bukan maksudnya dia memang tak penting. Cuma amino acid ini dia disynthesize dalam body ikan. Dia boleh disynthesizekan dalam badan ikan. Sebab tu dia tak penting. Okay? Tapi NEAA dia is also play important role in muscle building and also hormone synthesis in your body of the fish. Just we don't provide NEAA to them. Tapi badan ikan itu boleh generasikan sendiri. Okay? Alright? Alright. Okay, thanks. That's good. Pointer is this one. Pointer. Pointer.
No, cannot.
Cannot point. Cannot point.
Not function.
Oh, sorry.
Di slide show lagi.
Just back and forth.
Just back in X.
Okay, alright. Okay, so EAA means essential amino acid. This is the most important thing, and you need to provide them. Okay, because EAA cannot be synthesized in the body of the fish. Okay, essential amino acids, right? So it's very important component in fish nutrition. Protein is a very expensive source, and kalau bagi ikan yang kecil, right, fish larva, right, they require more amount of protein compared to those adulthood. Okay, sebagai contoh dalam peringkat bayi manusia kan kita provide many, as many as possible for milk supply, right? Okay, so milk is actually a source of protein. So we provide as many as possible during very beginning of the stage in order for them to grow larger and faster. Okay, and of course protein used for fish grow. Okay, fish does not have minimum protein requirement but have minimal AA, amino acid requirement. So each of the, when you're working on the fish formulation, you must able to understand what are the essential amino acids that you need to provide in your menu so that the fish can grow faster. Okay, especially like methionine, lysines, right? So these two amino acids play very important role in stimulating the growth of the fish. Okay. So next, right? As I say, the size of the fish determines the requirement of protein. Okay. So if your fish is in a very beginning stage, you need to provide more protein for them. Okay. Right. So protein quality, protein need to be in good quality. For example, you can use fish meal. Okay. Animal byproducts. In aquaculture nutrition, we don't use food grade products. Food grade means that the ingredients that used for human consumption. Okay, so we normally use those byproducts. Okay, agriculture byproducts, animal byproducts like blood meal, right? For plant like soybean meal, right? And the further meal, right? Bone meal, all these are the byproducts. Okay, right? So natural food source, for example, some fish utilize natural food efficiently, but stocking density can affect the amount of protein required. Okay, if energy level is low in diet, protein will be metabolized to meet energy requirement. Kalau protein dalam your feed formulation is very low, right? So this protein will be utilized as a energy source. Okay, kalau protein digunakan sebagai energy source, maksudnya dia tak ada protein untuk pembesaran. Okay, muscle cannot be growth, right? So you need to provide adequate amount of protein and adequate amount of lipids, right? So when the fish starting to utilize a protein reserve in the body, means there's no growth anymore. Okay, so you have to be having a well balance of protein, lipids, carbohydrate, vitamin, mineral, and so on and so forth, right? Okay, so this is the tilapia, or here in Indonesia we call it gulami. Okay, the gulami growing curve. Okay, it's a very normal growth curve that you're going to encounter, you're going to face by most of the fish or shrimp, udang atau ikan, lebih kurang sama saja. Okay, so they will be having an early phase. Then you're going to have an exponential growth phase where yang phase number 2 ini pembesaran paling pandas, paling cepat. Okay, and this is the stage where you need to provide the most beneficial protein for them in order for them to achieve growth in a very short period of time. Okay, kalau kamu boleh bagi nutrisi yang sangat bagus dalam peringkat ini, so you will achieve FCR very low, right? You're going to shorten the cultivation cycle and going to make money. Okay, right? So these are the example of your feeding regime that you can refer. First, feeding fish 40-50% of your feeding rate should be based on their body weight. Okay, misal katanya 1 gram untuk ikan kecil, right? So 45 milligram, 450 milligram perlulah makanan berat, total berat makanan yang kena kita bagi ikan tu. Okay, based on their fish body weight. Right? So these are the example that you have. Right? So you have fish pellet from Cargill, from CP, for uni presidents. Right? So all this feed has been well formulated by the fish nutritionists based on many years of experience, based on many years of knowledge. Okay? Dia bukan boleh dibuat dengan sekelip mata. So it's based on a lot of science facts, a lot of study, a lot of experiments. Okay? Only you will be able to develop your feed. Okay? Right. Now, after finishing protein, any question so far? Anything you want to ask? Or if you want, you can reserve to the back of this presentation and then you can ask it. Okay? All right. So next, lipids. Okay? Or fats. So it's a source of energy, right? And also the source of essential fatty acids. Okay? 1 gram of lipids equivalent to 9 calories. Okay? Or 2 times of 1 gram carbohydrate. And 1 gram of protein. Okay? So 1 gram of lipids equivalent to 2 times of 1 gram carbohydrate in terms of energy, and also 1 gram of protein. So this is the fact that you need to remember. Okay? Right? So why lipids is required? Because it's spare energy for you to grow. Right? Yeah. It provides energy for the fish to grow. Okay? Also maintain the cell fluidity. Okay? So your cell inside your body needs fluid, okay, to maintain its fluidity. All right, and also your cell require oil in the cell in order to transport, okay, the important food source and waste out of the cell itself. Okay, right? So it's provide HUFA for growth and reproduction. What does it mean by HUFA? Highly unsaturated fatty acid. Okay, highly unsaturated fatty acid. Very long chain unsaturated fatty acid. Maksudnya dia banyak double bond. Okay, in terms of chemical structure, banyak double bond dalam dia punya fatty acid chain. Okay, long chain. Okay, so it cannot be synthesized, especially. Okay, for HUFA cannot be synthesized. Must be supplied through external food source. Okay, there are the essential fatty acid. For example, uric acid, linoleic acid, eicosapentaenoic acid (EPA), docosahexaenoic acid (DHA), and also arachidonic acid (AA or ARA). Okay, so EPA, DHA, pernah dengar kan? DHA, EPA. So it's an important formulation for our baby milk powder. Okay, so dalam semua promosi iklan, okay, cakap pasal milk, kebaikan milk untuk bayi semua kan. So mereka akan promosikan DHA, EPA. Good for what? For mental development, for eye development, for internal organ development, EPA, DHA. Okay, and also for cardiovascular development. Okay. So if you take more EPA, DHA, basically you are going to lower down your cholesterol. Okay, bad cholesterol. Okay, it's also important, very important in human nutrition. Okay, to take care of your heart. Right. So energy is not a food stuff. Okay, it's not bahan-bahan makanan. Dia adalah sesuatu energy, ya, tenaga. Okay, so it's formed from the breaking down of the food for daily activities, okay, chemical reaction, for example, hormone metabolites, okay, digestive enzymes, okay, in your body of fish. It's also important in nerve system for ikan udang, right? Also have their own nerve system, osmotic regulation, okay, transport in and out of the body fluids, okay, of fish itself, growth, energy reserve, excretion of waste, pembuangan bahan-bahan buangan, okay, bahan-bahan yang tak perlu di dalam badan, okay, najis, seperti najisnya seperti urine dia, okay, right? And also used for reproduction, okay? So energy important for all these things, okay? All right, so fish need to eat, okay, in order to satisfying their energy requirement, okay? Too much of energy, maksudnya, kalau provide too much of lipids in your feed formulation, fish will easily get fat, but they are not growing well, right? Okay, but too little of energy, they will utilizing your protein dalam source makanan untuk sebagai energy source. Means you provide very less lipids, very low level of protein. Mereka akan gunakan protein untuk daily activities, bukan untuk besar. Okay, so there's no use for you. Okay, right? But fish different from terrestrial animal. Dia bukan sama dengan haiwan-haiwan yang hidup atas lantai. Okay, sebab fish mereka adalah cold-blooded, do not require body to generate heat for the fish. Okay, because generasi tenaga perlu energy. Okay, so there will be lesser compared to terrestrial animal. Right, they are living in water. Tak ada masalah gravity. Okay, because the water support their body flotation. Okay, means they are not using a lot of energy to against the gravity force. Okay, right, and also their waste excretion is simple. They are through gill, through the anus of the fish. Okay, all right, so the energy requirement of fish stream, they are lesser. Okay. Okay, so this is the example of low chain PUFA, polyunsaturated fatty acid. This is a structure of the fatty acid that you can see. Okay, all right. So you have DHA, EPA, free fatty acids, wax ester. All right. So I'm not going to go through very details of this chemical structure of fatty acid because it's going to spend another 1 day for the whole lipids chapter. All right. All right. So this is how the where the lipids being stored in the muscle, adipose cells, okay? And then this is where you're getting the DHA oil, okay? So if you go to pharmacy, kalau pergi ke kedai ubat beli pill untuk kesehatan, ya kan? Pill itu DHA fish oil, EPA fish oil untuk kebaikan kesehatan. That's how they extract. Okay, they're extracting the lipids from the fish muscle and adipose cells. Okay, right. So what are the factors affecting energy requirement in fish? Water temperature. Okay, and either they are herbivorous or omnivorous. Okay, the type of fish. Okay, so water temperature. Kalau water temperature increase, okay, when the water temperature increase, metabolism will also increase, right? So if you increase for 10 to 20 degree, so the metabolism rate for the fish will double up. Okay, that's also very good. Okay, in some sense, because for the hatchery manager, if you want to, make your fish grow faster, so what they do, they will increase the water temperature. They will lower down the hatchery, bumbung hatchery, okay? The roofing structure of the hatchery to keep all the heat in order for them to increase the water temperature. So once the water temperature is increased, fish will eat more and they will grow faster, okay? Right? So there is a trick here, okay? So fish size, as I said, smaller fish need more energy for muscle bone growth. Adult fish, they grow slower, okay? Right? So during the hatchery stage, hatchery phase, you give more protein, more lipids for them to grow faster. But kalau mereka sudah sampai satu tahap, you just maintain, okay? You reduce down the protein, okay? Maintain the growth, okay, for the fish. Because no matter how much of protein you're giving them, what are the quality of protein you're giving to them, they're not going to grow as what you wish because they are growing too stagnant. Okay, and that's the time you start to sell your fish to the market because you don't want to keep them. Keeping them is, you're investing more money into keeping them. Okay, right? So fish age determine the energy requirement. Okay, physiological activities also determines the energy requirement. For example, the spawning activity. So maksudnya bila masa spawning, right? For fish or shrimp starting to produce the next generation. So the energy reserve in their body to, start to form their oocyst sperm, right? So start to forming all these organelle, right? So this require energy, okay? Environmental factors, like for example, water current, okay? So in your pond system, if you cannot design a very good water circulation, okay, that's also affecting your fish feeding, okay? Because if the water current is too fast, okay, if too fast, basically your fish will going to eat a lot in order for them to have energy to start to keep on swimming. Okay, so your protein, your lipids giving to them is not for them to grow. The ultimate goal for us to become aquaculturists, okay, to be honest, ultimate goal for us is to maximize our productivity and also make money, isn't it? Okay, all right, everybody agree with that, right? So aquaculturists, we want to make money, right? So whatever that you put into them, you make sure they give you some return. That's also including your feeds here. You're not going to continue giving them and then expecting them to live happily in the pond. You want them to return back to you, right? Okay, so that's, you must be able to remember, okay, right? So diet composition, fry, bloodstock, okay? So you need to provide high protein and fat, especially for bloodstock. Bloodstock itu maksudnya parent fish yang ready to spawn, okay? Bloodstock. Right. So any question about lipids? To be honest, if you want to learn more about lipids, it's going to take another one whole day, okay? Just to learn about lipids. So many kind of lipids over there, right? We have 22 amino acids. We have 36 of fatty acid that you need to learn, okay? Right? But not every fatty acids come with a good beneficial effects, okay? Some doesn't give you a very good beneficial effect. Some yes, okay? Right? No question law for lipids? Kalau example jawab. Okay, carbohydrate. Okay, all right. So there's no question. Then we go for carbohydrate. Okay, fish do not have access to carbohydrates very much. Okay, because where the carbohydrate come from? From plant. Okay, starch. All right, kanji. Right. So all these are carbohydrate source. Okay, but you can't ask a fish to jump over to the field and then start eating the grass, right? Okay, so access of carbohydrate is very limited for fish, okay, and it's also limiting the digestibility, okay. Tahap penghadaman, okay, adalah amat kecil, okay, lebih kurang 35 sampai 80%, okay, right. So actually in fish nutrition, there's not much of research being done on carbohydrate, okay. That could be one of the research topic if you want to go for your 4th year. Okay, when you have your final year project, right? Okay, you can study about the carbohydrate requirement. Okay, but not much of research being done on here, right? So what are the source of the carbohydrate? From wheat grain, from endosperm, okay, from brain, rice bran, wheat bran. Okay, these are the good source of carbohydrate. Okay. So again, what are the function of carbohydrate? To provide energy, very good, okay? So helping to, carbohydrate is a breakdown of glycogen to glucose, okay? Glycogen biasanya store dalam hati, okay? So helping you to actually provide energy, right? Being used is cellular metabolism. Every single cell in your body require energy, to maintain, right? So fish do not have a specific dietary requirement for carbohydrate, okay? But including of this carbohydrate, okay, is a special bonus lah. Because important protein, lipids, these two are the most expensive element in fish formulation. Okay, kalau you sudah memenuhi lebih kurang 80% requirement in the feed itself, but what else you can add in to make up another 20% to become 100%. Okay, this 20% can come in as carbohydrates. Okay, the least expensive ingredient, the least expensive ingredient. Okay, right? So the ability of fish to utilize dietary carbohydrate for energy varies considerably. Many carnivorous species use very less carbohydrate because carnivore fish, they don't eat plant. Okay, so sikit saja cukup. Okay, but if you are cultivating herbivorous or omnivorous, you kena bagilah banyak sikit. Okay, so the formulation of carnivorous fish, omnivorous fish, herbivorous fish are all different. That's why I say there is no standard template for fish nutrition. Okay, jaga pasal ikan banyak jenis dah. Okay, jaga pasal udang banyak jenis juga. Okay, right? There is no standard template. Okay. So some carbohydrate is deposited in the form of glycogen in tissue, such as liver and muscle. Yeah. So bila dia perlu, dia akan tukar jadi tenaga, source. Okay. Right. Carbohydrate ada masalah tak? Tak ada. Okay. Very bagus. Okay. So Fasa can have more exam question, Fasa? More exam question for them. Alright, mineral. Okay, so mineral and vitamin are the two components that you shouldn't worry too much. Mineral and vitamin, both supply in premixed form. Apa maksudnya premix? Maksudnya semua campur sekali. Okay, premix, right? So mineral required in a trace amount. Trace amount means that very little amount. Vitamin also required in trace amount. Of course, in mineral, we talking about major mineral, minor mineral, right? So major mineral like calcium, phosphorus, all right, magnesium, sodium, potassium, all important. Okay, mineral, minor mineral like ferrum, iodines, they are also very important, but very little amount, very little saja. In fact, the ingredients that you use in a fish formulation, like wheat grain, all right, like bone meal, blood meal, they're all having mineral supply. Okay, so it shouldn't be a major issue for you, right? So what are the functions for calcium? Apanya fungsi yang utama bagi calcium? Sorry? Untuk? Tulang, betul, tulang, bagusnya sekali. Okay? Selain daripada tulang, calcium. Siapa boleh bagi answer ini? Nanti Mr. Faza bagi satu bonus mark the exam. Sisik, bagus. Sisik, betul. Lagi? Belum lagi jawab ada dalam jawaban saya. Sorry? Auto? Automuscular? Osmo? Otot? Very good, very good, brilliant, very good. Fungsi dalam tisu. Okay, calcium adalah sangat penting. Satu mak. Very good in your tissue, right? Because when you are having muscle contraction, calcium helping you to contract the muscle. So in the muscle of fish, there's content a lot of calcium inside there, right? Okay, there's another source of calcium, right? So what are the functions for phosphorus? Untuk apa? Phosphorus. Tulang, betul? Lagi? You tengok natural root ke? Bukan lah. Enzyme, okay? DNA. Okay, phosphorus adalah backbone for DNA. Okay? Kalau tak ada phosphorus, maka tak ada benda hidup. Okay, all right. So very important. Okay, so remember in your fish formulation, you need to make sure there's a significant amount of calcium and phosphorus inside your feed formulation, especially for udang, okay, for grang, for ketam, right, where you have exoskeleton. Okay, so calcium, phosphorus, so much important. Okay, right. So calcium, as I said, bone scales, muscle function, blood clotting, osmotic regulation. Okay, phosphorus, bone nucleic acid, DNA, enzyme, and it's very hard to find in natural source. Okay, phosphorus bind with rocks. They only can be released to water through weathering. Okay, weathering maksudnya apa mas? Macam mana translate na weathering? Weathering means that kalau sejuk, panas, lembab, dia padu akan meletak. So yang semua phosphorus tu akan melarut dalam air. Through weathering. Okay, weather. Okay, weathering. Okay, right? Cuaca, yeah, cuaca. Okay. Ya, weathering. Maksudnya cuaca panas, sejuk, dia akan meletakkan batu dan semua cacat besi dalam batu itu akan melalut. Ya, weathering. Penguraian, yes. Okay, right. So another mineral like sodium chloride, potassium. These are the ions that helping you to adjust your body osmotic regulation. Okay, osmotic regulation maksudnya air masuk keluar daripada badan ikan, right? This is the function of controlling the osmoregulatory effects. Okay. So mineral, okay, biasa untuk tulang belakang, tulang ikan, sisip dengan semua enzyme formation. Okay. Now going to vitamins. Okay. Similar to mineral is required in trace amount. Okay, amount yang sangat kecil, right? Essential also, but cannot supply energy. Kalau dalam formulasi makanan ikan cuma supply vitamin saja, ikan akan mati dengan sangat pandas. Okay, dia akan mati sekejap mata sebab tak ada energy, no energy source. Okay, dia tak boleh bergerak. Okay, in fact, if you have hypervitamins, it also can cause disease. Alright, there's two terms here, hypo and hyper. Hypo means that vitamin yang sangat kurang, dia akan menyebabkan disease, dia akan menyebabkan penyakit. Hyper, too much supply of vitamin, also can cause problems. Okay, dia akan datangkan penyakit juga, right? Okay, so vitamins used for natural metabolism must be supplied through feed, okay, because vitamin cannot be synthesized. Dia tak sepertinya NEAA, okay, or NEFA. NEAA, non-essential amino acid. NEFA, non-essential fatty acid. Okay, these two things that can synthesize by the body of the fish. Okay, right? Okay, vitamin memang tak boleh synthesize langsung. Okay, so it must provide through external feeding. Okay, two groups of vitamin, water soluble and non-water soluble. Okay, non-water soluble maksudnya dia akan larut dalam lemak. Okay, right? So what vitamin larut dalam lemak? Yeah, what vitamin boleh larut dalam lemak? Anybody knows it? Vitamin? Sorry? A, D, E, K. Very good. Vitamin A, vitamin D, vitamin E, vitamin K. Okay? Right? Senang aja. Remember adik. Okay? Adik baru boleh lemas dalam lemak itu. Adik. A, D, E, K. Okay? Adik. Right? The less of the vitamins, they can dissolved in water. Okay, vitamin C, for example, vitamin B, B1 have vitamin B1, B2, B12, right? Okay, so much of vitamin. Okay, so in fact, if vitamin, you need to spend another one whole day to have the lecture for vitamin, because in UCSI we spend the whole week for vitamin. We spend the whole week for mineral study. Okay, right? So because if you're talking about vitamin C, what are the functions of vitamin C? All right. So what are the symptoms when you are lacking of vitamin C? Right. So these are the very important things. Okay. Vitamin C very much similar to human nutrition. Okay. What you use for vitamin C? Kenapa kamu makan vitamin C? Kerana nak jaga kesihatan badan kan, selesema makan vitamin C. Okay, bening makan vitamin C. Apa pun makan vitamin C. Okay, vitamin C kebanyakan untuk imunasi. Okay, immunity, right? So if you have vitamin C, so biasalah, you know, you will provide more better health effects to your body. Okay, right? So bila selesema vitamin C kan. Okay, so vitamin C helping to maintain the overall health fare of your fish. Okay, right? Kalau vitamin C deficiency in fish, dia banyak symptom. Okay, you boleh tengok dia punya opercular start buka. Okay, that's happening in a lot of cases in golden treasury. Okay, okay, there's a sign of vitamin C lacking. Okay, so of course, if we want to know about all details about this, yeah, so we cannot deliver here because today is too short for the lecture notes. Okay, right? So next, we're going to biogenesis. Okay, why biogenesis is very important? Because it's a flow of energy distribution in your fish nutrition. Okay, it's a dynamic of energy. Okay, so first law of thermodynamics, also known as as the law of conservation of energy. This is stating the total energy of a system, including the surrounding, remaining constant unless there's input of energy. Means that when you are giving them, your fish, your shrimp, feed, yeah, right, the food, when it's come to the body, okay, there's a major part of the energy will actually goes into the waste excretion, okay, fecal energy, around 80%, okay. Maksudnya bila saya bagi pellet itu, mungkin 20% dalam pellet itu boleh digunakan untuk badan dia, okay. Termasuk tumbuh berjalan, bergerakan, breathing, okay, and reproduction, all these things, okay. Right, generation of their own internal enzyme, digestive hormones, and so on and so forth. Okay, right. So this 20% of energy will come into digestible energy. You also have non-digestible energy, means that the energies that going into the body cannot be digested. Okay, maybe perhaps the quality of the energy is too low, or maybe it's really the ingredient very bad in terms of quality. All right. Okay. So the digestible energy further being utilized by the body. All right. And also there will be excrete as a urine energy, branchial energy. Right. Okay. During your breathing. Okay. Fish breathing. Okay. Sorry. Fish breathing, and also their urine excretion. Okay. Then only the rest will be used for metabolism. Right. Then you have voluntary activities, okay, recovery energy and basal energy, okay. Recovery energy is the best energy that we are talking here, because recovery energy is used for muscle growing. All right, imagine there's only like 1 or 2% that used for growing for a muscle. The rest using for maintenance, using for internal enzyme, hormone production, fecal excretion, and all this. Okay, so the only useful is recover energy here. So as I said, gross energy when it's come down to the body system is all coming from the ingredients and the compound diet that you provide to them, right? There's a gross energy, total energy. Then you have figure energy, okay? Major loss of the gross energy, okay? Then you have digestible energy, indication of energy from nutrient in the ingredients. So all this digestible energy is the formulation that you make for them, okay? Protein, lipids, carbohydrate, okay? Right. So in the feeding level or frequency, any changes in water temperature or other husbandry practices may alter the amount of total digested and also absorbed energy and nutrient from the feed consumes, okay? So water temperature, okay? First thing, water temperature is a major factors that influencing the uptake of your feed, okay? If you go to the field, right, especially for shrimp farming, so kalau musim panas, kamu bagi makanan udang, alright? So they will going to eat, they're going to finish it like half an hour, 45 minutes times, okay? When you're lifting up the feeding tray, oh, semua sudah habis makan, dimakan kan? Kalau musim panas tiba-tiba dia hujan dengan mendadak, okay? Right? Tiba-tiba hujan. Okay, so water temperature will change. So during the time after the hujan lebat kan, biasa shrimp tak makan lagi. Oh, you have experience. Wow, you see? Yeah, you working in the farm before? Internship. Very good. Okay, this is the experience. All right. So after hujan lebat, dia takkan makan. We will stop for a while, okay? Because of what? Water temperature, okay? Because the water temperature drop mendadak, so we will the stream will resume back for feeding when the water temperature going up again, right? So there's no point for you to feed them after the hujan lebat, okay? Right? So this must be remember, yeah? Water temperature play important role, right? UE, BE, and metabolisable energy, ME, alright? So basically, they are the major constituent for your energy being wasted. 85%, a lot, okay? Like you bayarkan 100,000, okay, untuk makanan ikan pellet sebanyak mungkin 2 kilo, okay? Right? 100,000, 80,000 sudah pergi ke nasi sedia. Urine, okay? Only 15% saja untuk growing, okay? So this is the reality of the, you need to face it, okay? So heat is liberated by animal as a consequence of the metabolic transformation of diet substance into the tissue components, okay? So every living organisms, the muscle itself must be able to generate heat, okay? Heat's coming from where? Contraction of your muscle, swimming, okay, moving, reproduction, right? So the heat is being generated and it's coming from where? Your diet. Makanan yang kamu bagi itu, okay? So you're spending money for that also, okay? Right? So the metabolic rate varies with the qualitative and quantitative of the intake of your energy, okay? Nutrient and activity of animal, right? So bila heat increase, digestibility will increase, all right? There's more enzyme being produced, more hormone being worked out together to make sure the to maintain your aquatic animals, right? Then your money is going to put in there, right? Okay, and we are also talking about the basal metabolisms, right? Okay, we are talking about voluntary resting activities, right? So these are the activities biasa kita boleh tengok untuk macam heartbeat lah, human heartbeat, circulation of blood, internal organ maintenance. That's require energy. Okay, right? Moving, you're playing badminton, require energy. So these are the energies that using for daily activities maintenance, right? Okay, only the recover energy used for growth. Remember, okay. RE is useful and simple measure of growth and nutrient deposition, right? And good protein And good protein depositions in your muscle can lead to the growth of your muscle. Okay? Remember, good quality of protein play important role. Okay? So, what are the good example of protein? Okay, your protein must be able to digest, right? That's the digestible protein. Okay, as I mentioned just now, animal-based protein and also you have plant-based protein. Okay, animal-based protein is always expensive, like fish meal. Okay, so fish meal has been increased very substantial, right? In the past 1 or 2 years back. Okay, it's increased like 300% right now. Okay, because of the war, okay, because of the Russian war and Ukraine war, because of the transportation costs, because of the supply and demand imbalance, because of the Peru having restriction of the export of fish meal, good quality fish meal, right? We know that fish meal is coming from major good quality fish meal is coming from where? Peruvian fish meal. It's a very good quality one. Okay, majorly come from anchovies, right? And also some of the fish that we do know. Yeah, okay, they are the good quality one. But when the transportation chain, okay, being break down, all right, so there's a lot of consequence to the high price of fish meal in markets, right? Okay, so plant protein, for example, soybean meal, okay, maize meal, right? Okay, wheat grain, right, rice bran, these are good source of plant protein, but soybean meal having some anti-nutritional factors, right? So if you want to use soy meal to replace most of the fish meal in the feed formulation, you're going to be very careful, okay? Because they have a pepsin inhibitor, okay? Where they can restrict the production of your pepsin pepsin enzyme production, okay? Means when you're putting too much of soybean in your feed formulation, your fish will be very hard to digest. Okay? Right. So what are the type of feeding? Okay? So you have so many type of feeding. You can use automated feeding. You have hand feeding. You're gonna have IoT maybe in the future, right? So asking machine to help you to feed them, right? But after all, the best is still using fan-based feeding. Why? Because you can monitor them, you can observe them, okay? Right? So the advantages of hand feeding, you can observe fish behavior, you're going to know whether your fish is having sick today, or your fish is going to show you MC, hey, I don't want to work together, MC, yeah, medical leave. Okay, right? So that's where you can understand your fish or shrimp better during the feeding hour, right? You can also monitor the health status, disease infection, and so on and so forth, right? Okay? But it also have a disadvantage, like for example, labor intensive, you need to hire people to take care of pond and so on, right? Okay? So what are the type of parrot? Okay? How many type of parrot that you know? Sinking, floating, okay? But we also have semi-floating parrots. Okay, so I will just tell you a very good example of floating parrot. Okay, if you want to make your feet float, okay, terapung, okay, kandungan ganji dalam pelet ikan mesti lebih daripada 20%. Okay, 20%, right? Of the composition must be from the fra, okay? Because why? Because during the extrusion process, which we're going to talk tomorrow, right? Expansion of the fra, you're going to keep a lot of air pockets inside your feet, all right? Okay, only fra can be used during expansion. Okay, 20% of fra inclusion boleh jadikan pellet terapung. Okay, if you want to make your feet sink, right, then you make it less than 10%. If you want to make your feet sink slowly, okay, slow sinking pellet 10 to 20%, biasa 15%, okay, of fry inclusion, okay, right? Nobody is going to tell you, except you have the chance to work in a feed mill. Fry inclusion. Fry, ya tepung kantong, ya, dia slow sinking. 20% dia akan terapung. Ya, 10% dia akan tenggelam. Okay, right? So just remember, okay, for your feed formulation later. Okay, so the size also very important. Okay, most of the time, if you are working in the farm, so maybe your bosses say, "Ayya, don't care, just give them bigger size of pellet." Yeah, they will slowly disintegrate, and the fish can eat them. Okay, don't believe such thing. Okay, if you provide big size of pellet, one things, protein content may not suitable. One things. Okay. Secondly, your fish on stream, they need to take more time, okay, to consume the feed pellet. Masa itu dia kena pakai banyak tenaga untuk makan. Right? So that will going to waste a lot of energy. Okay? Right? So right. So the size of the pellet also very important, because if the pellet being in the water for a long time, right, you're going to deteriorate your water quality, okay, making your water quality poor, okay. So akan busuk, air dia akan busuk. So that's not good, because when the water is already become very low in terms of quality, what will come? Disease will come, okay, smelly, disease will come, okay. And also the amount of time that you leave your pellet in the water, the nutrient, dia akan leach dalam air. Okay, dia akan leaching dalam air. Okay, larut dalam air, dan ikan, shrimp, udang dia tak boleh makan lagi. Okay, alright. Okay, so this is the common feeding table that you can refer. Okay, so for yolk until to adulthood. Okay, adulthood is like 700 grams for gourami. Okay, it's a sellable size for gourami. Okay, right? So this percentage is how many percent of amount of feed that you need to feed them according to the body weight. Ikut berat badan dia. Okay, right? So kalau dia kecil, dia memang banyak bagi dia lah. Okay, dan frequency kena bagi dia lebih banyak juga. Kalau size fingerling like this size, you need to provide them about 3 to 4 times a day. 3 to 4 times a day. Kalau dia sudah jadi panjang macam ni, okay, marketable size, you only give them one a day. Okay, just to maintain them, right? Okay. So feeding rate, okay, frequency, berapa kali you kena bagi mereka, okay? It's very depending on your management strategy, okay? Either you want them to, grow faster in specific period, or you want to keep them, okay? Because sometimes when market is not ready, terlalu banyak ikan dalam market ni, okay? You kena tunggu sampai satu masa yang memang harga dia cantik lah, okay? Baru you keluarkan ikan kan dalam market. Okay, so if that's the time, so how you going to manage it? Okay, right? Okay, so that's depend on your management style or your strategy. Okay, feeding type and size and your size. Okay, so what are the feed types? Okay, the size, the species, your target species size, and also density. Okay, stocking density, berapa banyak dalam kolam tu. Water temperature, and also its quality. Alright, kalau water quality drop, okay, very poor, so better you push a handbrake, okay, not going to feed them frequently, okay, right, and weather, okay. Okay, as I mentioned just now, right? A stream, for example, right? Weather also important. Okay. So feeding strategy at libidiums. At libidiums maksudnya pagi lah kalau kamu rasa senang. Okay, tak ada masa yang ditentukan. Okay, bila-bila masa boleh pagi at libidium. Okay, and also maybe based on saturation. Saturation maksudnya bila mereka satisfied makan. Tapi to start here is not encouraged. Okay, because when you are giving them, when you feel senang-senang palu pagi atau ikut sesuka hati, dia tak akan grow dengan optimal. Okay, you set a time, like for example, how many times a day you want to feed them, because during the time, then the enzyme will start to trigger, right? Then they can have maximum absorption, okay, and also digestibility, okay, right? So it's also based on the percentage of body weight, FCR body weight survivor, okay, right? So you need to have frequent sampling, okay? Bukan saja, okay, ada satu kolam ikan, bagilah setiap hari sampai hujung bulan, okay, saya start jual, okay, sampai hujung bulan mungkin ikan masih kecil lagi, okay, right? Tapi you bagi dia semakin banyak, okay? So you kena ada sampling, okay, for every bi-weekly, perhaps a month a time, right, to ensure your fish is growing according to what you want. Okay, kalau dia tak, you can adjust lah amount dia. Okay, either you give him more, or maybe the fish, having quality issue, right? This fish type cannot grow very fast. Okay, I have experience before because I've been doing contract farming last time, right? On the crabbing perch, Anabus. Crabbing perch tahu tak ikan puyuh? Anabus, that's the tunus. Okay. Now this fish is Thailand bred, okay? Thailand bred fish, okay? They consider this fish is very fast growing, all female fish, okay? It's a hybrid fish, so they claim the fish is growing very fast, okay? Then me and my co-worker trying to culture this fish and see whether it's really a good type of fish, or maybe just like a false claim for these producers, right? We found that this fish, they can grow very fast in certain period of time. After 1 month or 1.5 months, they are not growing anymore. The maximum is like this only. If you want to grow them, you need to extend another 3 months. Extension of another 3 months is not economic, because you need to keep on feeding them, keep on feeding them, and they only grow for this 1.5 months is already this size. Another 3 months, a little bit longer. So as a fish farmer, where you want to sell? Which of the stage you want to sell? 1.5 months, right? Okay. If you continue to feed them, money sudah letak, tapi dia panjang sikit saja. Okay, that's not worth it. So this is where you need to do your sampling. Okay, right? Okay, FCL. I think I no need to mention a lot, because FCL for aquaculture student sangat penting. Kalau tak tahu FCL, maka bukan mahasiswi aquaculture. Okay, right? FCL is so much important. Okay, if you come out and work with CP, Cargill, Goldcoin, what else in Indonesia? Jaffa. Okay, right? So you must remember FCL. In fact, if your manager asks you what is FCL, you go, yeah, I know that how you calculate FCL. Okay, because believe me, I has been tested while I working as a territory manager at Cargill Feeds before dulu lah, 20 something years ago. Yeah, I working as territory manager for Cargill. Right, the first question that my manager interviewed me, okay, show me the formulation of FCL. Oh, tapi saya percayalah nak jawab soalan ni. Okay, so very important, because the farmers' business is depending on how you helping them to manage the FCR. Okay, right? Okay, FCR, total of feed divided by total weight of gain, okay, of your fresh. Okay, so normally we have very low FCR in aquaculture compared to cattle, compared to poultry. Okay, cattle, poultry normally have 2 and above, 3, sometimes 4. Cattle maybe 5. Okay, but fish normally 1.1, 1.2, 1.5. Okay, 1.7 is considered so-so already, not so good. Okay, if you're reaching for 2, basically you're losing money. Okay, all right, as I say, yeah. So feeding protocol, right? So reduce feeding if the temperature is not optimal, right? Tropical fish, optimal temperature about 23 to 31%. Oxygen have to maintain more than 5 ppm. Okay, optimal, water condition. So when your fish stop eating, stop feeding. Jangan pandai-pandai dia tak makan, pagi dia juga lah, nanti dia makan, nanti petang sikit dia boleh high tea. Jangan fikir macam ni ya. Okay, dia memang tak high tea sebab fish only eat when they're feeling they wanted to eat. Okay, dia takkan simpan nanti petang-petang lagi palu. Okay, dia takkan buat macam ni. Okay, alright. Proper feeding, water quality have to be closely monitored, right? So you need to have, if you want to have high growth rate, okay, you need to maintain a relatively good FCR, right? Okay, the size of the fish, uniformity of the fish is all important, and if you do not have a proper feeding, you will going to lead for nutritional link disease. Okay, for example, sclerosis, cataract, fat depositions in muscle, right? If too much of fat depositions, it can cause fishy smell. Okay, your fish is not going to be very favorite. Okay, sclerosis yang atas tu, okay, gambar atas tu, dia biar tulang belakang akan bend up and down or left and right. Sclerosis. Cataract, maksudnya mata dia start blinding. Okay, this because of the hyper vitamin A, too much of vitamin A. Okay, right. So improper feeding also cause poor water quality. Okay, high level of ammonia, low pH, low DO, and also possibly disease coming in. All right, can cause low growing and high FCR. Right. Okay. Now, any question? I think we need to take a small break for you to ask question before I go too far. We still have about 10 to 15 slides to go for today. Any question? Any bombastic question? Any things you want to ask? Any experience you want to share? Any opinion? Anyone want to go for toilet? Wash your face because my talk is too boring. Anyone? If no, can we? Yes. What's your name? Yeah. Nama apa?
Baik, thank you for the opportunity. I'm sorry, doctor, because my English is bad. Yeah, let me introduce myself. My name is Muhammad Hairul Anwar from Akuakultur 2021. Talking about fish nutrition, I wanna ask one thing, Doc. Just apakah ya maksudnya kok
boleh
bingung?
dalam bahasa Indonesia tak apa, saya boleh faham.
Bisa.
Saya boleh faham.
Kayak apakah dokter punya cara tersendiri dalam memelihara ikan sehingga ikan tersebut mempunyai bisa menerima nutrisi yang optimal sehingga pertumbuhannya itu lebih baik dan lebih cepat daripada ikan yang pada umumnya gitu. Cara yang udah dokter terapkan. Mungkin
Okay.
paham?
Very good question. Very good question. Okay. Thank you for your question. Ya, ini adalah satu soalan yang sangat penting bagi pelajar aquacultur. Okay. You sekarang nak compare makanan apa yang paling bagus sekali kan untuk pembersalan dan return, you know, for that you have already invested. Okay. For my experience, right? So, if you are talking about comparing a few commercial feeds, okay? Bolehlah kamu gunakan satu kolam atau dua kolam bagi makanan yang different brand dalam masa yang sama. Tengok pembesaran dia macam mana. So setiap week atau bi-weekly you do a sampling to measure them, to measure the weights, to measure the length of the fish or stream of whatever species that you want to measure. Okay? Then lepas tu you boleh calculate amount yang telah bagi untuk kolam itu. Misal katanya ada A, B, C, D, E, alright? So A brand A, B brand B, C brand C, okay? So tengok amount yang berapa you bagi mereka dan berapa cepat mereka boleh berkembang, okay? So that's one thing. The secondly, if you're trying to formulate your own novel feed, okay, maksudnya feed formulation itu memang belum ada lagi dalam pasaran. Okay, maybe a new species that you want to culture, right? Then you want to develop your own feed. What you need to do, first of all, looking on the fish itself first, the physical performance of fish. Like for example, the biological, mungkin dia punya mulut ke atas ke tengah ke bawah ke. Ini adalah satu features yang boleh kamu gaji whether the fish is eating on the top or medium or their bottom feeder. This is the first criteria you need to, okay, keep in mind first. Okay, kalau dia bottom feeder macam stream, okay, so the feed that you develop have to be sinking feed. Kalau dia makan atas permukaan atas, floating lah. Okay, so first criteria. Secondly, you need to know where the fish or stream are living. If they are living in estuary, maksudnya muara-muara, sungai, okay, so you need to know if they are living in those places, okay, what are the natural food source they have. Most probably is the decay, you know, leaf, branches, maybe feces and something like that. So there's a main source or maybe some planktons, okay. Knowing their living organisms, second important elements, okay. Thirdly, you can dissect them, see their internal organ. This we're going to discuss in tomorrow, okay. Maybe later, I think later, yeah, very good question because you asked first, okay. Knowing the intestinal structure, okay. So later I'll discuss more in detail, right. So if you have herbivorous fish, normally your intestine is long, very long, okay. If you have carnivorous fish, normally your length of your intestine is shorter, okay. From there you determine what type of ingredient you want to feed them. Okay, if a carnivorous, make sure you include more animal-based protein. If it is a herbivorous fish, then make sure you put in more plant-based protein. Okay, so that's the third one. Fourth one, all right, then you can compare your, you can start to formulate your ingredients, okay, based on what you have already observed, right? So come up with what are the percentage of protein you want to give them, percentage of lipids you want to give them, how much of vitamin, mineral that you want to give them, all right? So that's you can actually use open access. So it's a lot of open access nutrient. You can get it from the journal, you can get it from what do you call it? The there's a database, fishery database, okay? Like what do you call that? The fish base maybe, okay? Right? You can get all the information from there, right? To start to develop your own feed formulation, all right? So that is the fourth step. The fifth step is start to evaluating their growth performance after your formulation has been given them. Okay, start to make your feed, try in lab scale, right? Kalau dia okay, dia tu bersalan okay, berbanding dengan commercial feed, okay? So your feed formulation is okay, then you can start to evaluate their internal muscle, right? Compare with the commercial muscle. Like for example, you can start to look at the protein analysis, all right? And lipid analysis in the muscle of the fish compared to the commercial one. Okay, you have commercial fat, you have your experimental diet. Okay, so compare which one is the best. So based on that, start to adjust whether you need to increase the percentage of protein, so what kind of protein source you want to include. All right, then only you'll be able to know the optimal growth of the feed. Okay, right? So this is a few steps that you need to remember. Yeah, when you start to develop your own novel feed. Okay, am I answering your question? No, tak lagi. Takutnya saya ingat saya tak answer your question. Okay, any more question? Yes. What's your name?
My name is Rizal.
Rizal.
Yeah.
Okay, Rizal.
Just like my friend, sorry for my bad English.
No worry. No.
I'm trying to speak English here. The question is, which is the better between the regular fish food or fish food that use additional ingredient, example like probiotic or whatever else, and what the effect on the fish.
Okay, okay. So you means that what are the other ingredient or additive that you want to include in your feed,
Yes.
like probiotics, right?
Yes.
Okay, very good. You are matching to. Thank you very much for your question. Your question is matching to my work during my PhD. Yeah, I'm working in probiotic development and also immunostimulants. Very good question. All right. So a part of normal nutrient requirements that you need to provide to fish, additional like probiotics, okay, prebiotics, immunostimulants are also equally important, right? So in human history, we have been talking about a lot about bacteria living in our guts. In fact, human immunity 80% is because of our internal gut microbiota. Okay, if our gut is not functioning well, your immunity will be very, very bad. Okay, 80% dalam usus kita. Okay, so many years ago, our ancestor has already developed, like the tempeh, all this is a very traditional food. In fact, they are a probiotic source. Okay, like yogurt, cheese, right? Why this has been used for many years? Because they are the very good source of probiotics, right? Probiotics is a beneficial bacteria that can grow in our guts. And this beneficial bacteria relying on carbon source, right? What are the carbon source? Food that you eat. But sometimes the food that we eat nowadays comprises a lot of artificial coloring, preservative. Maybe food that's not very good in health. So how can this probiotic grow better in our guts? You need prebiotic. Okay, so prebiotics like for example, wheat, oat, okay, flour, right? These are the carbon source for the probiotics. So live bacteria require prebiotics, okay, in order for them to grow very good in our gut system. Okay, so prebiotics is not a live organism. Only probiotics is live organism. Okay, so when good bacteria growing very healthily, then you will be able to see the effect. That will be in my last topic. Yeah, we have 4 topics for the guest lecture. The last topic, I keep some secret until my last lecture. Okay, right? So equally important, immunostimulant also having perspective to actually increase the immunity of this our fish or stream system. Okay, so if you are very interested on this topic, please keep your seat until my last lecture. Yeah? Okay, okay, I'm going to answer that more details later. Okay, right. Any more question? Without any question, then I will move forward to the next second half already. Okay, one last question. Yes.
Morning,
Yeah,
Doctor.
morning.
My name is Kuliah.
Anakku Manulia. How?
Sure. Anaka.
Anaka.
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Uh,
Anaka. Mm.
Sorry, but I'm a little bit from my English. I love my goldfish. I have goldfish at home, and
Koi
then
fish. Koi
goldfish. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Goldfish. Sorry.
Go fish.
Goldfish. Koki.
Ornamental fish,
Uh-huh.
muskoki, like beta or
Or betta fish.
koki but short. Koi but short.
Oh, koi fish. Not short koi fish.
Muskoki in
Okay. 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 I understand. I understand ornamental fish. Okay. All right. Okay.
I have many goldfish in my aquarium in my home.
Mm.
And then I want to ask what effective ingredients salt I add to make on my fish food to improve the color and then shape of the tail, because not from how to immune down and many iklim in Indonesian rain panas terik seperti itu. Jadi saya ingin memberikan stimular tidak hanya untuk kekebalan ikan tapi untuk warna dan lekuk ekornya supaya maksimal gitu Pak. Thank you.
Very good question. Goldfish. Goldfish. Yeah, goldfish. Yes. Yes. Yeah, goldfish. Okay. Right. Very good question. Interesting question. That also will be covered in my third kuliah nanti. Dia akan cover dalam third kuliah. Yang kuliah yang ketiga nanti saya akan share. Yeah. Ketiga, yeah. Very good question. So a lot of the time when we go for ornamental hobbies, right? So we're going to ask a common question: how can I grow my fish to become more brighter, more colorful, right? The answer is you need to include the color, the pigmentation enhancer. Okay, for example, astaxanthins, carotenoids, right? Or beta carotene, right? So these are the pigmentation enhancer, right? For your fish. But you no need to have a very high level of inclusion, just a little bit amount will do, right? So in my coming third kuliah, so saya akan bincangkan dengan details apa yang kita lakukan untuk meningkatkan pigmentasi dia. Okay? So remember to say it back, yeah, for this. Okay? Thank you very much for question. So we are going to move forward to the second half of the day today. Thank you. So we're going to talk about nutritional, physiological effects and also nutrient flow. Yeah? Okay. So now we're talking about how to actually look at the internal organ to determine the question that you asked just now. Okay? How do you know what type of feed that we need to provide to them? Okay? Basically based on the intestine, okay, length and also morphology, we will be able to give us some hints. Okay? Some of the clue that you need to know, right? So fish, as we know, classified into detrivorous, okay, meaning that they are eating detritus, okay, bahan-bahan decay, yeah. Herbivorous, plant-based. Omnivorous, mixed-based, okay. Sometimes plant, sometimes animal, yeah. Omnivorous, then carnivorous, or animal-based food, okay. So you have three types of fish intestine, okay. First is uriphagus, and the most abundant type of intestine that you can find in fish. Okay, they're eating multiple variety of food. Okay, from insects, plant to plankton to anything that on the ground. Okay, for example, salmon, bases, breams, halibuts, turbot, flounder, grouper, catfish, tilapia. Okay, they are omnivorous. Okay, then you have stenophagus, eating very limited type of feed. Okay, for example, plankton feeder, they're only feeding on plankton. Okay, multiple plankton, different kind of planktons. Okay, so that's limiting variety of food. So you have monophagus. Okay, mono means satu jenis saja. Mono. Okay, only eating one type of food. For example, anyone can give me an example of fish eating only one type. Very loyalty, only one type of feed. The other feed, tak mau lah, saya tak mau makan. Any fish? Ada tak? Yang cuma makan satu benda saja. Pernah dengar emburau tak? Emburau, ikan emburau. Tak pernah? Tak. Ikan yang paling mahal sekali dalam dunia. Saya cakap pasal dia punya makan daging, bukan telur dia, bukan what do you call it the telur untuk ikan sturgeon, no, yeah. So ikan emburau is now selling 7,000 ringgit per kg in the market. 7,000 ringgit per kg in the market. Malaysia per kilo. As sorry? Emburau. E-M-B-P-A-R-A-U. E-M-B-U-R-A-U. Emburau. E-M-P-U-R-A-U. Ya, lebih kurang. Ya, ini. Nampak tak? You kalau ada mobil boleh cari emburau. Yeah. It's a very expensive fish, and now when you're selling export, tor, ya, ikan tor, ya betul. Ya. Dalam Malaysia 7,000 ringgit per kg. Di Taiwan 10,000 per kg. 10,000 ringgit Malaysia per kilogram. In cheap. Next time you ask them to come and export from here, right? So it's indigenous species in Sarawak. Cuma Sarawak ada saja. Tapi Indonesia saya rasa banyak lagi lah. Mereka tak explore lagi. Keep your secret. Ya, ikan ni. Ya, tall. Alright, so this fish is very, very expensive and they are very selective. They only eat satu buah saja. Okay? Satu jenis buah saja. Yang lain dia tak makan. Okay? Yang buah ini biasa dia di tempat-tempat sungai, tepi sungai. Bila dia jatuh, dia makan ini saja. Yang lain dia tak mau. Sebab itulah dia punya daging dia berbau sangat wangi. Okay? Berbau wangi. Right? So, this fish is very selective. So, many kind of fish in the world, right? So when you trying to design a feed formulation for them, you need to know a lot of things, okay? Living environment, their internal organ, how does it look like, their feeding behavior, right? Okay, their fish nutrient requirement and all these things, okay? So as you can see, Urophagus type A, right? Urophagus carnivore. Normally, they have shorter length of intestine. Okay, right? When you dissect them, okay, you can see that is shorter length of your intestine, right? If you're going to more downwards, you can see they start to have herbivore, right? So the length of the intestine is longer. Okay, dia kena panjang sikit sebab dalam kena penuh dengan bakteria yang boleh menghadamkan cellulose. Okay, right? Bacteria, cellulose eating bacteria, going to be there because they need to help the the digestibility of the plant-based protein. Okay, right? And the back one is actually planktonic fish. Okay, right? From here you can able to guess what type of food source they are preferring. Okay, so you can see a pouchy stomach over there in the figure B, right? Basically, right? So this is omnivorous. Okay, right? So fish sensory organ also important. Okay, so when you're talking about feed preference, right? So you don't think that fish or shrimp, they don't have taste bud. They have taste bud. They have their preference. They have the things that they like to eat, the things they don't like to eat. Okay, our group has been designing different type of insect-based feed. Okay, and we found that only certain type of insects is able to trigger the shrimp eating. Okay, like for example, insects like so-called the chanclid. Okay, chanclid. A lot of shrimp they don't like to eat it because the smell is very intense. Okay, busuk, dia tak suka. Okay, but when you change the formulation and use more mealworm, right, black soldier fry, you can start to see their, eating very happily. Okay, so we're going to demonstrate some of the results finding in our third Kuliah. Okay, about the feeding behavior, right? Okay, so sensation is very important. So the sensations depending on the eyes, okay, fish eyes, olfactory organs, right? So olfactory organs, they are the insang layer, right? The fish gill also play important role. Some they have the taste buds, right? So also a sensation organ, right? So factors affecting feeding behavior, including the feet movement. Okay, so wise of the feet. Sometimes you can find that it's especially for grouper, giant grouper, they tend to design a feet that slow floating. Okay, and when the feet slow floating, it will moving like here, like this. Okay, so the grouper will think that the prey is moving, they would like to eat that. Okay, right? So some feet they are purposely designed to be slow floating and has special shape, so that when it moving into the water column, it look like prey. Okay, and they have long range attraction, like for example olfactions and also perhaps some electrochemical property like shock, right? That's used to sense the prey using the sensor, right? They're having the repulsive of the sensor, electric sensor, yeah, repulsive from the prey itself, right? And also there's a short range attraction, like texture of the feet, food source, the taste, right? Also sometimes based on their past experience, okay? If the fish already eat them, okay, and they found that it's not very inflammable, yeah, so they will just reject it. Next time you give them the same things, they won't eat it again, unless they are very, very hungry, okay, right? So based on past experience. And also you have environmental conditions like temperature, salinity, and so on, okay? That's also play important role in determining feeding behavior, right? Okay? So olfactory sensors, for example, maxillary teeth, olfactory beads, okay? In the olfactory lamina and also teeth like gill, radicle, all this part of the body contains sensory organ, okay? And also able to help to detect the food source, okay? Now, gestation, okay? Some of the fish, like for example, catfish, bawal, all right? They have a taste bud over there. And this is not something like the antenna. Sometimes we will just, antenna here. Ini bukan antenna, tapi ini taste bud, okay? So the taste buds are located on the gill, bubbles, and fin all over the body of the fish itself, right? So they will sense it. Okay? So food must be sensed, located, and captured, right? This is particularly very important to fish larva feeding. Okay, if you're talking about hatchery practice, okay, fish larva feeding, ini sangat penting. Sebab fish larva dia tak tahu itu makanan dari siapa, no? Siapa yang bagi dia. Dia cuma tahu ini makanan bergerak. Okay, ini prey bagi dia. Okay, so if you starting off the stage for fish larva, right? You start with artificial feeding, guna makanan tiruan. Mereka tak akan makan. Mereka akan larva sampai mati. Okay, the first feeding of larva, you need to provide live feed. Tahu kan apa itu live feed kan? Coffee pot, zooplankton, moina, taphnia, right? So that's the first feeding. Okay, so let them to slowly adapt to your formulation. Only you shift them completely into artificial feed. Kena bagi secara beransur-ansur. Okay, so live feed first, then you campur sekali dengan formulation feed dalam powder form. Lepas tu tukar jadi pellet yang besar sikit bila mereka sudah belajar, right? So this is the normal feeding regimes that you need to practice in your hatchery. Okay, all right, regardless of stream of fish, you are doing the same things for all this. Okay, right. So the oral buccal cavities also contain of a lot of sensory nerve system. So when the fish, okay, for those aquarium hobbies, okay, bila goldfish kamu makan dalam tank tu, you cuba perhatikan dia. Dia makan, dia bukan terus telan kan, dia akan makan, sometimes dia akan throw out, dia akan buang keluar. Keluarkan lagi. Lepas tu dia pergi makan, keluarkan lagi kan. So they will have this behavior. They will not going to eat straight away, telan. Dia akan taste dulu. Okay, ini okay, saya makan. Okay? So sebab dalam mulut dia ada banyak sensory organ. Okay? Right? So this sensory nerve use extend from the jaw to the esophagus spindle, right? Right? So and also posterior portion of mouth near to esophagus and gill, right? So this entire system we call it pharynx. Okay? So dia akan masukkan mulut dulu, taste, kalau okay, dia makan. This is also helping them to learn the feeding experience. Okay, feeding experience. Okay, kalau experience cakap tak payah, dia tak mau lah. Lain kali dia tak makan lagi. Okay, right. So this linking to the capture, taste, retain or reject, then share the food items. Alright. So the digestive organ play the second role. Okay, bila dia makan akan telan kan. Okay, so bila dia telan, makanan food item itu akan hantar pergi ke sampai stomach. So what's going to function later? Digestive enzyme. Okay, enzyme berhadaman. Okay, digestive enzyme. Right. So this digestive enzyme is where nutrient will be liberated from the food, broken down and absorbed in the body system. Okay, this organ including posterior esophagus. Esophagus dia akan start mula dari sini lah. Dia punya zoo akan bite dia, akan break down the food items. Esophagus akan further breaking down the food item into smaller part. Okay, and then going to stomach where the gastric juice. Okay, okay. Then you have upper, lower intestine. Okay, then you have a thyroid circle. Thyroid circle is also important to secrete all the digestive enzyme and also absorb the nutrient. Okay, so I'm going to show you thyroid circle, how it's going to look like. And also you have supportive digestive organs like pancreas, gallbladder, liver. Gallbladder adalah hempedu. Okay, hempedu. Okay, hempedu. Okay, and also liver, hati. Yeah. So thyroid circle, right, is located after the stomach. Okay, boleh tengok dari sini. Thyroid circle yang bahagian C tu. Okay, dia macam bunga, belanja sikit. Okay, That's called viral circle. Right. So is typically absent, okay, or much reduced in omnivorous fish and also herbivorous fish. So bila kamu tengok internal organ ikan, especially usus dia ada viral circle, dia kebanyakan carnivorous. Kebanyakan carnivorous, okay, right? Tapi bukan semestinya 100% boleh cakap lah, tapi kebanyakan kita anggap dia sebagai carnivorous. Okay, so circle also surrounded by pancreatic juice, tissue and ducts that can deliver pancreatic juice and also bile. Okay, juice hempedu. Okay, so ini adalah sangat penting sebab apa? Carnivorous fish, they are feeding most of the animal base. Okay, so aquatic animal banyak dia apa? Lemak kan? Okay, animal banyak lemak. So yang ini dia berfungsi untuk menghadamkan lemak. That's why it's present in most of the carnivorous fish. Okay, alright. So this is how it look like. If you can see that dia ada banyak branches. Itulah viral circle. Yeah. See, salmon, fish, they are feeding most of their diets are coming from animal base. Okay, so they require that. Okay. All right. So shrimp is different. Okay, shrimp is different. Okay, crustacean, shrimp, crab, they're all different because you can see the shrimp head, hepatopancreatic organ is all located in the head of the shrimp. Okay, tapi yang paling enak sekali adalah apa? Kepala udang kan. There's a lot of juice, juicy. Sangat suka setut dia. Tapi kolesterol yang paling tinggi sekali. Okay, dia okay. Yang shrimp head ini is the most favorable one. Okay, the most of the digestive organs are located in the head of the shrimp. Okay, right. So pancreatic tissue have two types. Okay, one exocrine pancreatic tissue and endocrine pancreatic tissue. Exocrine means that dia akan keluarkan jus. Okay, endocrine means that in the usus sendiri dia sudah ada jus dia, jus penghandaman. Okay, so pancreatic tissue, ya, dia akan secrete digestive enzyme, okay, and bicarbonate compound enter to the ducts. Ducts maksudnya saluran, okay, saluran untuk jus hempedu, okay, ke dalam intestine, okay, atau stomach, intestine, okay, untuk penghandaman. Endocrine maksudnya tisu usus itu sendiri akan keluarkan, okay, dia tak ada saluran, okay, so there's two types of endo and exocrine pancreatic tissue. Okay. So gallbladder is hempedu. Bukan semuanya ada hempedu. Okay. Tapi kebanyakan adalah, bukan semua, tapi kebanyakan ada. Okay. Apa fungsi hempedu itu? Okay. Dia basically is helping to secrete a bowel salt. Okay. Jus hempedu. Apa fungsi jus hempedu? Untuk apa? Seperti manusia, jus hempedu untuk apa? Rasa apa? Rasa manis. Hah? Pahit. Apanya fungsi jus hempedu? Untuk apa? Lecture jangan jawab apa? Untuk apa? Kalau orang tak ada jus hempedu, apa berlaku? Dia tak boleh menghadamkan fat, lemak. Lemak. So kalau tak ada jus hempedu, lemak tak boleh digest. Okay, jus hempedu adalah sangat penting untuk lemak. Okay, breakdown. Okay, right. So sometimes some fish that do not have juice empedu. Biasanya yang ikan makan herbivore, ya, makan plants, dia tak ada juice. Biasanya tak ada. Okay, alright. Tapi bukan semestinya semua, biasanya tak ada. Okay, liver, right? Hati, nutrient absorbed in the digestive tract, you then transfer to liver. Liver is a storing agent for glycogen. Okay, glycogen adalah sumber-sumber tenaga. So glycogen akan break down into glucose bila dia perlu. So glucose ini akan terus ditukar sebagai tenaga. Okay, supaya masa boleh dapat tenaga untuk bergerak. Okay, swimming and also reproduction and also all sort of activities. Okay, right? So liver adalah sangat penting. Kalau liver ada problem, maksudnya ikan itu dia takkan berfungsi dengan baik. Okay, seperti liver necrosis, ada pindet-pindet berada di dalam hati dia. Okay, dia punya fungsi dia tak tidak sehat lagi. Okay, so ikan itu akan semakin lemah. Okay, sebab liver also important organ for immunity. Okay, right? So if there's a liver detoxification, maksudnya immunity ikan itu akan menjadikan lemak juga. Okay, right. So as I said, carnivorous fish has a shorter gut. Okay, omnivorous normally have medium length gut. Herbivores have a longer gut system. Okay, but there's a numerous exceptional case, like for example, the fish eating coral, the fish eating for mollusks and all these things. Okay, right? In aquaculture, diet determination will be suggested by the physiological factors and also food preferences in the wild. Okay, we're responding to your question just now. Yeah, living environment, internal organ, they are all important. Okay, right? So microbes in the digestion play also be significant role of gut microflora. So this will be covered in our last Kuliah. Okay, we are going to look at why we need probiotic, why we need prebiotic. Okay, there's more details over there. Right? So all these physical processes, chemical processes, enzyme processes that we have already talked just now. So basically, feed coming into the mouth, itu biting is a physical process. Okay? Then when it's going into the stomach, chemical process. Then we go into the stomach intestine again, then enzymatic process, where enzymes coming in to digest it. Okay? Right? So you have a lot of different kind of digestive enzyme, protease, lipase, carboxylase, all right? Then you have, what else? Amylase, okay? So what is the function of lipase? Pernah dengar tak lipase? L-I-B-A-S-E-S, lipase. Pernah dengar? Pernah kan? Untuk apa? Pernah dengar Michael Jackson tak? Pernah kan? Nyanyi apa? Tak tahu. Pernah dengar, tapi memang, okay, alright. So, protease is an enzyme that used to break down protein. Okay, protein. Okay, protease. Very easy to remember the keywords. Protein, protease. Lipid, lipase. Okay, alright, very easy. Okay, so protein is a breakdown to polypeptide by protease. Okay, polypeptide is protein, a big chunk of stuff here. Then you undergoing enzyme digestions, it's going to be peptides. Okay, long chain peptides. Okay, after peptides, only amino acid. Okay, right? Protein, peptide, amino acid. Okay, and amino acid is the most simplest form of protein, ready to use. Okay, as simple as that. Okay, lipase. Lipid is extracellular hydrolysis of lipids in the stomach, intestine, and cecal lumens by a variety of lipase and cholesterol. Right, lipase play important role in hydrolyze your fat. Okay, kalau you minum satu glass of oil, okay, orang check up, oh itu fish oil sangat bagus, terus minum lepas hari ini. Tapi kalau tak ada bau jus, tak ada lipase, yang oil itu setelah telan dia akan keluar sendiri. Okay, you akan ceri pedek. Okay, sebab terlalu licin. Okay, so lipase is important in helping to hydrolyze your fat into smaller molecules so that it can absorb into your lymphatic vessel. Lymphatic vessel surrounded your intestine. Okay, then only the lipids, fatty acid can be used for energy, okay, and for protection of your internal organ, okay, for other uses as well, okay, right. So carbohydrates, yeah, as the name itself, you can know that's working for carbohydrate, okay. So carbohydrates is hydrolysis of complex carbohydrates extracellularly in the stomach, intestine, and circle, right? So the end product is polysaccharide, okay? Or in simple form, is called sugar. Polysaccharide, monosaccharide, okay? All are the sugars, okay? All right, now we come to the end of the slide already, and also the end of the talk today. So we're going to summarize a bit on the digestive enzyme that you learned today, but not all that we cover today, yeah? So these are the risks that we are not really covered, right? Some of the enzyme here is not really covered, all right, in the talk today, but they are also equally important in some senses, okay? Right, for example, amylase is actually utilizing the starch and hydrolyze about the complex of the polysaccharide. So amylase is all happen in our saliva, okay? Dalam saliva kita, so start other enzyme digestion already, okay? Then you have cellulase, especially for those degradation of the cellulose in the plant feed stuff. For those herbivorous fish, they require cellulase a lot. Okay, sometimes extra additional of cellulase is required in the feed preparation, okay, in order for the fish to digest it effectively. Then you have phytase, okay, right? Phytase is also very important, okay, because phytase is used to, especially it's an enzyme very important to digest the soybean meal, okay, phytase, okay. So phytase helping to unleash the bioavailability of phosphorus, trace mineral, and protein in the soybean meal, right? Phytase. Okay. Of course, you have others like cyalinase and also galactosidase and all these things. So you can read this table later on, right? Okay. So with that, we end for our guest talk for the day one. Any question? So see you tomorrow again. Any question? I think we take up more than the time that we should require. Okay. Any further question?
Okay, now it's time to actively participate in Q&A session. Please raise your hand if you have any question. I will pass the microphone to you. Ada pertanyaan?
Or anything you want to share with me? A couple of students are now sharing their experiences, which is very exciting, very, yeah.
Okay.
I love to hear more story from you guys so that, you know, it's a process of learning. Because during my class with my student at UCSI, we do two-way communications. So this is my style. When I having guest lecture, I want to ask question. I like to ask question. And I love to hear the feedback as well. Yes.
Sorry if my English is not
Don't worry, don't worry.
good.
Yeah.
Okay, before introduce myself, Alta Safina, my name Alta
Ina.
Safina. Alta Safina.
Alpa Safina.
Alta.
Alta Fina. Alta, okay.
Let me ask you. Sorry. Let me ask you a question. What are the main difference between the nutritional needs of herbivores, omnivores, and carnivore fish, and how can we meet these needs in feed, and how do developments in fish feed technology contribute to aquaculture production efficiency and sustainability? Thank you.
If I'm not mistakenly, so you are asking a question of what are the difference about the feed for omnivorous, herbivorous, and also carnivorous, isn't it? Okay. And what are the feed technologies that to address this, right? Okay. Right. So as I mentioned in my slide just now, right? So omnivorous, herbivorous, and carnivorous, there are three types of fish that require different requirement of your nutrients. So carnivorous fish more, right? Going towards to animal-based protein. Okay? And herbivorous, on the other hand, require more plant-based. Where the omnivorous fish, they can either mix up of plant protein or animal proteins based on how they want to shift, right? So if you ask me about the feed requirement, this is how you want to play with it. Okay, the technologies that we have now for the feed manufacturing. Okay, that also a very interesting part that we're going to discuss for tomorrow. Okay, so for the common SOP, yeah, for feed manufacturing. So normally it's starting from the grading of the fish ingredients. Yeah, tomorrow you're going to learn about more details, but I will answer you for this very brief today. Right? So when the raw material coming into the seaport, right? Normally where we are actually getting the raw material from other countries as well as local supplier, right? Coming from one area, maybe it's a seaport or maybe it's a place of where you're collecting your raw material, right? So this raw material will be sent to the feed mill, right? And the feed mill will start to do grading, okay? Do grading, and then they will make the gross raw material in a big chunk, right? They will make into powder form, powderized, yeah? The feed ingredient, and they will keep in the silo, okay? Every feed mill, they have their own silo. Silo is a storage, huge storage chamber for all the raw ingredient, okay? So the silo will basically helping to keep all the ingredient before they're used, right? So in the feed mill itself, they will start to hammer it to make it more fine powder and mix up together, become macam buat kuih lah, okay? So guna tepung gandum, tepung ganji, jagung semua, oil sikit, air sikit, dia kacau-kacau macam ni. So that will the same thing happen in the feed mill, okay? But using machine, okay? Because you are talking about tons, several tons of feed, so they're using machine to mix up, okay? Then they need to go for cooking elements, okay? Cooking stage where your feed is start to cook, you know. Sometimes you're going into extruder, either going to extruder, paradiser, right? A different type of steamer, right? Then only they will start to make form, shape of the pellet. Depends on the size that you want. Okay? After that, they will start to do coating, using lipids coating, oil coating to coat any necessary additive that you want, probiotic perhaps, or maybe enhancer, andasantin, carotenoids. So depending on the requirement. Okay? After they coat, they will start to packaging. Okay? And then sell it to the farmers. This is a very brief, downstream process on how the feed is being done, yeah, for different species, yeah. Okay, I hope that answers your question, yeah. Any other question?
Any other question?
Okay, thank you. Let me introduce myself. My name is Serly.
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 Salary.
Okay.
I thought salary is itu income, salary, income, salary.
Serly. Yeah. Okay. I will. I have a question for Dr. Law.
All right.
What if in this in fish body contain a lot of minerals? What the impact for the digestion system and immunitas system? Yeah.
Okay. If I'm not mistaken, that your question is about asking about the mineral.
Yes.
Can I come again? What is the real question you're asking? You're asking about the mineral and the what? What are the things at the back? Effects of mineral. Too much of mineral.
Yes. If there's too much mineral in the fish food, what the effect to
Okay, what
digestive
are the positive, negative effects of
digestive
mineral?
system
Yeah,
and
in the.
immune system?
Okay, all right. Okay, so I think this is your pencil. Okay. It's different from vitamin. Yeah. So vitamin have hyper vitamins. Yeah. Okay. So vitamin, if you talk about over excessive of vitamin supply in your feed nutrition, will come with a lot of disease-linked symptoms. Okay. Mineral, on the other hand, is not that serious. Not that serious. So mineral, if you are exceeding the required amount for very substantial high, so most probably you have going to have a nephrotic problem. Nephrotic means that kidney problem, kidney stones problem. Okay, that's not only happen in a human, but it's also happening in fish as well. If there's too much of sodium or calcium, they're going to have some kidney stone over there in the kidney system. Okay, so a part of that, well, economical point of concern. So if you supply too much of them, then you're actually investing a lot of money into some things that you don't want. Okay, so basically mineral we are supplying in a very trace amount, very little. In fact, some of other ingredients, like the ingredients that you use to make your feed formulations, right, already contains a lot of minerals. So you do not need to extra pump in too much of mineral into the feed nutrition. Okay, so small level will be enough. I don't have figures for how small. Okay, because different fish, different stream requirement different. Okay, but of course for stream, for the animal with exoskeletons, right, with the shell, with the gelang-gelang dia kena banyak calcium lah. So this is a rule of thumb. All right, there's more calcium, more phosphorus. The rest you just keep in small amount will do. Okay. All right. No worry. More question?
Okay, another question.
Yes,
Okay.
there's another one question.
Okay, thank you. Let me introduce myself. My name is Putri. So my question is, what are the main challenges in developing feeds that can meet the diverse nutritional needs of various fish species, including those with unusual diets?
Come again? Sorry.
What are the main challenges in developing feeds that can meet the diverse nutritional needs of various fish species, including those with unusual diets?
Requirement. Okay. This is a tough question. This is a tough question, but I would like to take the challenge. All right. So the main challenge that you're going to have is basically, as I said, you do not have golden standard. All right, except that you, if the species that is very similar to one type of the species that already having the diet
commercially available in the market. So you can refer that as your template. But most of the time, this formula is not widely accessible because the company have their own secret recipe. They have their own secret formulation, right? They would not able to list out to the public to access easily. Because this is their like Coca-Cola, you know. So we love Coca-Cola, right? But do you know the recipe behind? You don't know. And people keep the secret recipe for many years, you know. It's you know, a lot of money that in order for you to, in fact, they don't want to sell their recipe, yeah, because they're money making recipe. So talking about the commercial feed mill, it's very hard for you to actually access to the feed formula that they have. Okay, the only way that you can properly get is through the scientific journal paper, right? To basically guess what are the backbone of the formulation, then you can adjust starting from that point. Okay, but I can honestly tell you some of the feed manufacturer, they're also referring on the scientific journal that all the academicians doing. Yeah, right? So they are following the some of the research that we are doing, yeah, in the academic base. Okay, so the second thing is you have to be really test it out to see the effects. So after you have already developed the formula, so the next step, of course, you are going to test it. Okay, test it in the lab scale, right? To take up all the factors in fact affecting them, right? Like what my team is doing, we are developing a black soldier fly feed for SIKIA or kakap, right? So we are first doing in the lab base to knowing how good of the performance of the diets, okay, in terms of growth, in terms of physiological performance, and also in terms of disease resistance, okay, to see if they are very good, then we can translate this into pilot field. Okay, now our work is being tested in the sea cage in Kukup Island in Malaysia, right? So we are trying to see when all the environmental factors coming in, human factors coming in, weather factors coming in, transportation problem coming in, and see how it's going to benefit the entire industry, right? Okay, so this is how you start to develop your own novel feed. Okay, I hope that answers your question. Okay, boleh ya?
Is there anyone else to ask question to Dr. Law? Please don't hesitate to ask your question because Mr. Law is an expert to answer all of your questions.
Just a little bit more experience, it's not expert.
Yeah.
A bit more experience than
Silakan
this.
yang mau bertanya.
How many of the students here? I think it's 40, more than 50. Yeah, more than 50, right? Quite a big number of students. Very good. It's bigger than my group, bigger than my bachelor degree in UCSI. We have about like until here, right? Okay. So this will be the student from diploma, and degree will be something from there to here. Yeah, this is a total number that we have. Yeah. Okay, so if there's no more question, then thank you very much for your time. If I have saying something wrong or it's not satisfying, please let me know. Yeah, so I can improve in my subsequent lectures later. Yeah, so I hope to see you tomorrow again, if you don't feel boring. Okay, thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Lo, for the outstanding presentation. We have gained invaluable insights from you. Lastly, before we conclude, we have listened to presentation from Dr. Lo, and we have now the conclude is the material and the fundamental of fish nutrition underscores the importance of a deep understanding of fish nutrition in the content of aquaculture. Proper nutrition, including protein, fat, carbohydrates, vitamins, and minerals, is key to the growth. The development of high quality and balanced fish feeds, as well as monitoring of fish nutrition, plays a crucial role in improving the efficiency of fish farming and maintaining environmental balance. Okay, before we finish our event, allow me to remind everyone not to rush out the room after this event. Thank you once again to all who have joined us today. May this event provide valuable inspiration and knowledge for you all. That's all from me as the MC. Stay healthy and see you tomorrow, the next session of guest lecture. Thank you.